The House is broken. We're not solving problems. We're adding to them. And I am not interested in laying blame. We are not settling scores. We are wiping the slate clean.
That's newly elected House Speaker Paul Ryan as he speaks in his first remarks to the chamber. With the new leader in the House, many hope for a period of calm on Capitol Hill. Joining us now with reaction, Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn. Welcome. Great to have you on the show today.
Good to be with you. Thanks.
People are hoping that some of the gridlock can end now that Paul Ryan is at the helm, hoping that he can work well with President Obama. How do you see it?
I think that what we're going to see is a time of action in the U.S. House. And Paul Ryan is someone who has focused on policy. He's been someone focused on getting things done. I was one of the original 8 co-sponsors on his roadmap to prosperity, and I think you're going to see him dust off some really great policy ideas, and the House is going to take some action.
Do you think that what he needs to do is something similar to what we saw with former House Speaker Newt Gingrich calling on a contract for America, something that actually puts ideas to paper and that the House can really follow as a gauge in terms of how they're doing overall?
Yeah, you know, Emma, the House has passed many bills, and I think what people are wanting to hear from the House, who basically helped set the agenda for the country, is a vision. And Paul mentioned this in his comments, and I think you will see him lay out what Speaker Ryan's vision is going to be. And then the House, working through the committee process with the committee chairman in charge, will move forward and will take those actions. I think you're going to see us work right up to the very end of this Congress, pushing legislation forward and getting it across the finish line and to the president's desk.
What are some of the top issues that you see are going to be high priority in these first few weeks?
Yes, one of the things that you're hearing from people is they want to see something done with tax reform, whether it is looking at the individual tax code or looking at the corporate rates. There's also a good bit of talk about regulatory reform and reining in regulations. And this morning, as I was out and about, people were again talking about the spending because they're so concerned with the debt deal that was passed this past week. And I think if you look at regulation and spending, you look at what is happening in taxation, those are all components that have effects on jobs growth, economy, innovation in the private sector, and those are great places for us to begin.
Do you think, though, there's going to be a time clock ticking on Paul Ryan, especially from conservatives who really feel betrayed by what has happened over the last several months with House Speaker John Boehner? Do you believe that he's got a lot of pressure on him to perform in a way that satisfies all parties?
Anyone who steps into a leadership position is going to have that pressure. I think that what you saw Paul Ryan do as he took the mantle of Speaker was to sit down with people, to bring people together at the table, and you're going to see him give people a seat at that table. That's the right type step to build coalitions and to break apart the cliques, to put people working together in coalitions to get things done. That is what our constituents want to see happen.
Now, shifting gears a bit, I want to talk to you really quickly about your role in a new committee that's being put together to focus on the future of Planned Parenthood and taking a close look at the impact of those videos. How do you see your role in directing the actions of that committee as the chairwoman?
Yes, what it is the Select Committee on Infant Lives. And Uma, we're going to focus on the medical practices of the abortion service providers and also the business practices of those procurement organizations that have sold the baby body parts. We want to look at the relationship between those two. What we also want to look at is the Born Alive Act, and if a child survives that abortion, the treatment that they receive, and then also violations that may have occurred of the partial birth abortion ban. And our committee is just in the process of organizing. We are going to be very focused. This is a fact-finding, information-gathering mission that we have as we look at these medical practice and business practice components. And much of our work, it's not something you're going to hear a lot about with a lot of flashy hearings, but you're going to see us concentrate on this. We're going to focus on getting answers, and we will bring together the investigations that have been taking place under Judiciary Committee, Government Reform Committee, Energy and Commerce, under one umbrella, and then move forward to get answers on behalf of the American people and to look at how we protect life in this country.
Well, Congresswoman, I hope you keep us posted on the developments and the activities coming out of your committee. I wish you all the best, and it's always great to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for your interest.